What? Oh shoot! Sorry about that. Well, howdy everybody. I was just getting into my barbecue dinner. What did you guys choose to do for your themed dinner? Well, I've got some creamed corn in my mouth. Anyway, I was on looking at chat tonight and I saw everybody online saying hello to each other. It's so awesome. But I'm gonna finish up eating my dinner, and I hope that you all stay on the chat and you're all gonna stay with us through this COVID environment. I know it's sort of hard not to see each other. It's hard not to hug each other. It's hard not to share with each other. But tonight we send you our love, and we hope that you will continue to send us your pictures. What does your dinner look like tonight? Well, we're not at the Fairmont. What does your gala dinner look like for you at home? So tonight, it's gonna be very different. We're probably gonna make a few technical errors. We're gonna have some fun. I bet we'll shed some tears. We're gonna spread the love for sure. So let's officially get started. I gotta get on my horse and I gotta ride over to the Fairmont. So let's start with our opening video.
Oh, I'll be brave if you're brave. Yeah, I'll be brave, but only if you're brave. Oh, we can both be heroes, like soldiers in their nice clothes, like soldiers in their nice clothes, together. Oh, I'll be scared if you're scared. Yeah, I'll be scared, but only if you're scared. Don't matter what the fear is, as long as we can have it. As long as we can have it together. And it could be just you and me. We'll be family. Just wait and see. Yeah, I will fight if you'll fight. Oh, I will fight, but only if you'll fight. Oh, we can make it through this, like sailors in a tempest. Like sailors in a tempest, together. And it could be just you and me. We'll be family. Just wait and see. And it could be just you and me. We'll be family. Just wait and see. Just wait and see. So I'll be brave if you're brave. Oh, I'll be brave, but only if you're brave.
I'm back. I left my horse with valet. And if you remember that performance from Eclipse last year at the gala from the Fairmont, we just thought that it would be so important for those of you that maybe missed last year's gala to start with a repeat performance from Eclipse to start officially tonight's Simply the Best 15th anniversary virtual gala. I'm Danny Gasparini, and I will be your MC tonight. I'm hoping that I got the ribs cleared from my teeth, but I wanted you to know that we want to make tonight as social and as interactive as we possibly can. So keep chatting. We have many volunteers and staff who are watching and listening, so continue to be interactive via our chat room as we continue the program. Because our gala is virtual this year, I know we're all adapting, we're all pivoting, we're all trying to do things differently. Please forgive us if we have some technical difficulties, or maybe somebody shows up at the wrong time, or a video might not start, but we're going to get on its way. But the main thing for tonight is that we want all of you to know that we still want you to be in our living rooms, to give you that virtual hug, to give you that love, and to make sure that you feel connected to us. There's a couple of important things that we want to ensure that you know about tonight. The gala still is our major fundraiser. So tonight, we hope to be raising some good money so that we can continue to fund the programs that we are all in need of for GoTo Foundation. A couple of facts. I know we all know this, that 1/3 of all cancer diagnosis is lung cancer. We also know that it's the biggest cancer killer. So why am I saying this? Again, it just leads to the fact that we need everybody to be involved tonight. We need your support. We need you to get engaged. And again, we need your support in order to bridge the gap so that we can continue to grow and thrive and to help our survivors live long, productive, happy lives. We know that there's about 100 or 200 of you online tonight, whether you're on YouTube or whether you're on Facebook, and we've got 50 to 75 survivors, patients online, so many caregivers and friends. I want to say a special thank you to all of you. I know that you don't know that I have these special powers, but I can see Sally, I can see you, Karen, I can see you, Kim, and I can see you, Tim. I sort of feel like a little bit of Nancy from Romper Room, but I can see you. And I want you to keep chatting. Tell me if I do have some ribs stuck in my teeth. Everyone will let me know. We also want to take this time to do a couple of our housekeeping kinds of things. So if you'll bear with me, we want to thank our generous sponsors. Even though we had to go virtual this year, not one of our sponsors took a step back. They all said, we want to be here with you. They all gave so generously. And first and foremost, our Simply the Best honoree, Genentech. Thank you so much, not only for tonight's presenting partnership, but also because you have been a donor with the foundation for so many years. I'd also like to thank Jeffrey's Jewelers, Sonny and Nico, the Patel family, Pankaj, Sonia, their sons. We've even got new babies with the GoTo, with the Pankaj family. And of course, we have Eddie and Van Auken, the Van Auken Private Foundation. So many of you have come and supported, and the Van Aukens have certainly been there since the very first gala. Now we go on to our 15th anniversary sponsors. We have Bainco International, we have Boehringer Ingelheim, Bristol Myers Squibb, Carney Global Ventures, Cocoa Nalauni, Lilly Oncology, Novartis, Pfizer Oncology, Trump, Aliota, Trump, and Prescott, and of course, our dear friends Jim and Karen Withrow. So I want to ensure that we do tell you a little bit of a couple of more housekeeping items. You know we have a silent auction tonight, and the bidding has been pretty active. We've seen some things already close out. Sorry, but you can't get the weekend at Lambert Bridge Winery anymore because we closed that one out. But there's a lot of great silent auction items, including, we're going to do it again, a dinner at our house in Healdsburg. So we have that buy-in. And also, too, just make sure that you know that you can still buy those True Blue drawing tickets. We used to call them the Martini Raffle. But Jen Hughes just couldn't figure out how to mail you a martini in the mail. I know she tried, and I know she thought about it. But tonight, for $100, you can give a chance to win these beautiful earrings. I'm going to come a little bit closer so that you can see them. But whoever wins the True Blue drawing, you're going to have to pry the earrings off my ears. A couple of things. You're going to see on the link below me, probably somewhere around my waist, and I hope it does make me look a little slimmer, but you're going to see the gotogala.org. Go there if you need to get onto the site so that you can make your Fund a Need gift, you can make your silent auction items, or you can just make a general donation or buy your True Blue ticket. If you have any troubles, like I said before, we've got people online. I sort of feel like the KQED folks that are saying, and there's a caller ready to help you. But anyway, I just want to remind you that Jeffrey's Jewelers, Diamonds and Goldsmith, they donated these earrings and they are ready for you to win. We're going to pull the winning ticket at the end of the night. So there is some time for you to jump on and begin bidding and or buying those tickets. But I want to do something now. So we've kind of gotten a little bit of the housekeeping items out of the way. But now I have the pleasure of introducing, well, really the two stars of tonight. We have Bonnie Adario, and then we have Lori Benton Ambrose. Lori and your team on the East Coast, we thank you so very much for staying up with us. For us, it's dinner time. For you, it's bedtime. So we want to thank you so much. For anyone that's here on the East Coast or visiting us Central Time, hey, and by the way, let me break into my own conversation. Tell us where you're listening in from, because for the person that's the furthest away, you're going to get a prize. But again, without further ado, the two people that make this engine run and the people that inspire us most, I'd like to introduce Bonnie and Lori, and they have an opening video for all of us.
Welcome, everyone, to our 15th Lung Cancer Gala and our first virtual Lung Cancer Gala. You know, as beautiful as it is to all be in one room together, and, you know, every year, here we are at the Fairmont having our gala. Some of us are seeing each other only one time a year, but we're hugging and we're kissing and we're catching up and we're breaking bread and renewing our friendships. And, you know, it's a little bit different now, but we decided to move forward and do a virtual gala. We appreciate you coming and joining us and continuing to help us. You know, COVID isn't gone, it's still here, but I'm confident in all the amazing researchers out there that we're gonna get our arms around this disease. But in the meantime, lung cancer is going to be here for a much longer time. But we're doing some amazing things that we're very excited about and equally excited to share with you tonight in many forms and many fashions. And I will let Lori, my co-founder for GoTo Foundation and partner, take it away and let you know what we've been up to.
Yeah. Oh, Bonnie, thank you so much. And just echoing all of these very special words that she just shared. It's been an extraordinary year, and we know that these gatherings are nothing like what they would be if we could be in person. But I think back to what we were sharing with you a year ago, which was why we came together and what we would do because of it. Wow, did we not appreciate the importance of our creating GoTo would really mean at this moment in time? And I think Bonnie would echo these same comments. Our organization was put immediately to the test when COVID hit. And I cannot tell you how proud we both are of the GoTo team, our community, and the work that we've been able to do in these unprecedented times. And it's because we came together that we could actually do more and be more and provide more because of the capacity and the reach that we had earlier created. And we couldn't be the go-to that we are today had it not been for your faith and your support, in us. So despite COVID, yes, as Bonnie was just saying, we were able to deliver even more for our community, and we call it our top 20 list of if you can imagine. But just to touch on some of the highlights, we were able to establish a formal partnership with the Department of Veterans Affairs so that we could be providing educational and technical support to a vulnerable community that has been very high on our list to provide screening and care to. In addition, we have been able to expand programs to the vulnerable and the underserved at a time in which heightened focus is being given to them, particularly with pilot initiatives in Alabama, as well as a project Promote, which is looking to increase biomarker testing in those vulnerable populations, as well as increase the rates of clinical trial participation in these underserved communities. These are pilot initiatives that, depending on what we learn, we will be able to export to other communities throughout the South and beyond. In addition, we were able to transition and adapt and pivot so quickly to provide rapid responses to our community who were so concerned, had more questions, and wondered what they needed to do at this time of COVID, through rapid response living rooms, through weekly reports that we were able to push out, and to the building of our community events that, even though virtual this year, brought hundreds more together to get updated information and share best practices and lessons learned. All of this, and with so much more, is contributing to how we've been able to serve our community at a time in which, as Bonnie was saying earlier, we know lung cancer isn't slowing down or going away despite COVID. It is there, and that is why we needed to stand tall and to be there as well. And again, being able to do that, knowing that we had your help and support, it means more than you know. And as Bonnie and I both have said, we could not be prouder of the GoTo Foundation team and how over this year, under the most extraordinary circumstances, we never missed a beat. We came together, we linked arms, and we said, we need to do this so our patients have all the support that they need during this time. You made it happen with us. We look forward to continuing to stand together with you as well in the days ahead. So thank you.
Thank you, Lori. That's awesome. This year has gone by so fast. It seems like only a couple months, and you're right. We've done so much and got so much done. There's been many silver linings. Healthcare is never going to be the same. We've known that healthcare was broken for a very, very long time, but now everyone knows healthcare is broken. And so many of the wonderful things we've been able to do during COVID is, telehealth being one, and doing sending phlebotomists to patients' homes to draw blood so they can continue on their lung cancer therapy, because you can't continue unless you have certain tests, during the process. But I could go on and on and on, but I cannot forget to say thank you to the most important people in our day and in our week and in our month and this whole year, and that's the patients. So many patients during COVID have not been able to complete their therapy because they haven't been able to go into the hospitals that they needed to do to participate in a clinical trial or just get their follow-up therapy. So our patients are our angels. Everything we do is for them. And, it's why we're here today. It's why we're here tonight. It's why you're here tonight. It's to always make sure that they get everything they need every day, every week, and every month. And we thank you for that, because without you, we couldn't do the things we do. Okay, now I'm going to hand the mic back to Danny, my bestie, because she always has just a little more to say.
Hey, Bonnie and Lori, thanks so much for that. Your words really, it drives us home to know that this COVID-19 environment has really changed a lot for all of us. I tried to put my gala dress on tonight, and I had to choose 3 of them because I couldn't fit in them anymore. So I feel like I have the COVID-15. But needless to say, life has changed for all of us. And I just so very much appreciate how not only are you trying to change the face of lung cancer, but you're also trying to manage this in an environment that we've never seen and is unprecedented. So Bonnie and Lori, thank you. You continue to have us all in your arms. And Lori, as you said, you're continuing to give us a virtual hug. It was so amazing to see all the things that GoTo continues to do while we're in this crazy environment. while I still am trying to fit in this dress, but I know that things are even better and stronger. And as we will witness tonight and throughout the night, that if we all come together, we can overcome anything. And Bonnie, you were right. The last thing you said is that I am always going to have the last word. And this is no different. Tonight, I will always have the last word. But we're going to move on. And as we've seen, tonight's going to be different. And this is one example. And it's this time that I want to introduce Andrea Parks. She's the Chief Development Officer. And she's going to be introducing the caregivers this year. We have a little special treat for you with regard to honoring our caregivers. And for those of you that may have met Andrea or maybe have not yet met Andrea, you might see a little resemblance to Bonnie there. But anyway, I'm going to pass it on to Andrea, and she is going to honor our caregivers this year. Thanks, Andrea.
Thanks, Danny. Every year, I have the absolute honor of acknowledging a special caregiver. This award has always held a special place in my family's heart. My mom, Bonnie, was so fortunate to have many caregivers. She says all the time that her fight wouldn't have been easy alone. This year, we had 11 nominations that were all worthy of getting this very special award. When trying to come up with one single word that best describes a caregiver, I couldn't find one, especially after reading the amazing nominations. So I decided to compile a list of the 11 nominations tonight. Dr. Ita Afringa says, Dr. Stephen Liu is not only a terrific doctor, but one who cares deeply for his patients. Elena Gosson says her husband Fabio is her greatest adventure and is forever grateful for his support. Judy Karg says her daughter-in-law, Crystal, is calm, reassuring, and has so much love for her son, Jason. Ginny Hicks says her daughter, Lindsay, reminds her that it's okay to be scared, but for today, everything will be okay. Leah Rideout says her husband, Louis, always knows when her hand needs holding. Kathy McGrath says her daughter Megan's intense love and superhuman effort is her most powerful reason to keep on living. Bonnie Bishop Ulrich says her husband Mitch is her rock and always by her side. Dina Cook says her and her husband Roger believe blessings have been magnified while the challenges have been diminished because they share in the joys and the burdens. Francis Pruitt says his wife Rosalind insists on making their corner of the world a better place. Janine Gibbons says her brother Ryan's resolve, faith in medicine, and love for Maureen were keeping her safe, happy, and as healthy as possible. She had met her Prince Charming, and he was living up to the title in every imaginable way. Carol, Chloe, and Nellie say that Wayne is always there for his wife, Rebecca, that his care for her has extended her life, and that their love for each other is so transparent. Thank you to all our amazing caregivers here tonight. We applaud the heroic work you do daily. Please continue watching for an amazing montage of a couple of our nominations this year. Thank you.
Mom, why do you think your husband Wayne Young deserves the Caregiver Award?
He deserves it because he's wonderful. He's my advocate. He's my everything. He's incredible.
Dear Wayne, I remember when I found out about Mom's lung cancer diagnosis. I was on the phone with you and Mom in my room in college, and I just remember feeling this heavy pressure on my chest and tears forming in my eyes. Since that day, Mom's journey has been tough, and you know better than anyone exactly how tough it has been. It is for this reason that I want to thank you for all you've done for Mom, and it is why I've nominated you for a Caregiver Award. Every day I'm in awe of what you do to make sure that Mom is well. You schedule her numerous appointments, drive her to those appointments, make sure she takes her medication, you research cancer treatments, and a million other things that I don't even have time to write down. You stepped up when we had no idea what to do, and you've been our rock through this whole process. Your knowledge, your kindness, and your love is truly exceptional. I know that Mom has a better life and a longer life because of all that you do to not only take care of her, but to bring her joy and happiness. I have so much love for you, Wayne. You truly are the world's best stepdad and the world's best caregiver.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, honey.
That was really sweet.
I want to share with you what a caregiver is, at least what a caregiver is to me. It's somebody that supports you not only physically, but emotionally also. So those are the days when you get scans and your doctor says it's not working anymore. And someone says, you know what? That's okay. That's just that today what they're saying. Tomorrow there's an answer and we're going to do this together. And that's what's most important for a caregiver, is someone who can be your ultimate support in life. And I'm super lucky to have that person as my best friend and my husband.
I couldn't do it without you. Your strength gives me strength.
This year, we received so many beautiful letters sharing appreciation for amazing caregivers. At Go-To Foundation, the first relationships we form are often with the caregivers, who are out in front seeking answers and guidance as they try and help their loved one navigate a devastating lung cancer diagnosis.
Go-To Foundation just provides a lot of services for newly diagnosed patients, and when they first hear that news, it's just impossible. You can't even think. And I just remember going to the living room the first time, and it was such a stabilizing force. And you're able to take a deep breath and start moving along and just understanding everything that you have to do to deal with this disease.
Go-To Foundation is a big family. Is a family where everybody helps everybody. That is a beautiful thing.
There's nobody else like Go-To Foundation in terms of size and resource availability and the network they have.
The clinical trial support that they have, the connections that the foundation has to match you up with second opinion doctors. You know, they have a hotline in case you need help 24 hours a day. The research that they have, and the foundation really helps empower the patient so that they could, you know, just take care of themselves.
Yeah, advocate for themselves.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's a reason why they have hope in such big letters on the wall there, because that's what it provides for people. And I've seen it in both of my parents.
A promise of a better tomorrow is what hope is for me.
Hey everybody, I'm back. Andrea, that was so powerful. And isn't it so true that when we interview our caregivers, they in turn take the spotlight and highlight off themselves and then say how important the Go-To Foundation has been to them and to all of their family. So I'm hoping that everybody saw me in the chat room, and get your glass of wine, get a glass of champagne, whatever you're drinking. And I want to do a toast to all of you, the caregivers tonight, who are the Wind Beneath Our Wing honorees. We normally just honor one individual caregiver an evening, but for tonight, we are honoring all of the 11 nominations because we just couldn't, in this environment, choose just one. And to those past awardees, we thank you so very much for continuing to be caregivers, continuing to be the folks that we love and that you love so near and dear. You're all so important to all of us. So here's a cheers to our caregivers, those special people in our lives. We know that you make survival happen. So thank you. Well, and now it's part of the evening when I'm hoping that I'm going to engage all of you to give so generously, because in order for us to achieve these patient programs, to continue to fund research, and continue to do the things that Lori talked about in the beginning of tonight, we need your help and we need your support. So we're going to jump into the night that we normally do, called Fund a Need. And if you haven't already registered on Greater Giving, you can do it now. You just need to go to one of the Gala links and jump on it. It's basically go-to-gala.org. And if you want to make a gift and the system is kind of confusing you, then you can just call Jennifer. And that number is 510-589-7157. There's always going to be someone there to help you. So before I start at the giving levels, I want to ask someone to join me. It's a surprise again. She don't even think she knows. Well, maybe we told her in advance a little bit. But Andrea Parks is going to come up and join me, and she's going to help us kick off our Fund a Need. So let me ask Andrea to come on board. But since we are social distancing, we have to make sure that we are sitting at least 6 feet apart to jump into this. But before I do, I want to make sure that everybody's settled, everybody's got a glass of wine, and everybody is ready to go. Before I start talking about the levels that you could perhaps give to tonight, and so many of you already generously have, I think, Andrea, you have a number that you want to start off with, because people are going to see our thermometer has already raised a bit.
Sure. So to date, we have raised $21,300.
So for those of you that couldn't join us tonight live, or virtually, I guess, there were folks that already have made their gifts. And so while we're starting our thermometer off at $21,300, we do have a special gift. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. We have two sisters, Tori and Trina, from the Burns Family Foundation, and they have made a $50,000 gift. They just informed Andrea of that yesterday. But they've added a little challenge to all of us. They're wanting us to get to $50,000. So if we can raise $50,000 during this Fund a Need, and you already said we're at $21,300.
Absolutely.
That they'll kick in $50,000, and you're going to see that thermometer jump way up. So, Andrea, when we start off at $25,000, and believe me, everyone can jump in with their donation at any time, but we want to talk about what $25,000 might mean in making a program happen for GoTo Foundation. There's lots of different things that we do with money, whether it's programs or research, but let's just talk about it. Oh, and wait a minute, sorry. Before I talk about that, I might want to remind everybody that they can make a gift over time, or they might want to make a gift and pledge it monthly, or you may ask your company to match it. So lots of ways in which to give. So Andrea, tell us a little bit about what your gift might do tonight.
Sure. So we all know that during this pandemic that it has made a huge impact in our lives, but lung cancer is still happening. But I'm happy to share that since the Gala last year, that there have been 13 drug approvals that are relevant to lung cancer. Such amazing news in this space. We've also launched an initiative called the Project Promote, which will identify the barriers to comprehensive biomarker testing and will expand testing and education in community centers. Very exciting news.
Did you want to also talk about our veterans, or should let's just ask people to start giving.
I think we want to, yeah.
Oh, Sheila just gave a donation.
She gave $500. Dan Trump, thank you so much for your and Lynn's gift. Is very
Michael Polini just jumped online.
Jorge Nieva, 250.
Oh, Jorge Nieva, 450, 550.
So as we're talking about the giving levels and opening this Fund a Need, Andrea and I are going to try and recognize everybody's name that comes up on our screen.
Del Rio,
$5,000. Ignacio, thank you so very much.
We had an anonymous donation of $10,000.
Another $10,000 donation by Anonymous. I would like to know who
David
Anonymous.
Lefkowitz, he gave $500. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So as we move on with all of these very generous gifts, and I think our thermometer should be going up quite a bit.
Absolutely.
I think we might be delayed in seeing the thermometer actually rising, because we're seeing gifts come across the screen.
Mike Pliny just gave $5,000. Thank you, Mike.
Well, I think that was on the screen again, but we'll just say he did it twice.
Sure.
Mike, thank you for making two $5,000 donations. We said it live, so it must be. Just kidding. But anyway, we also do want to talk a little bit more about some of the other programs that your generous giving can help us with.
Sure. So in 2020, some good news that came out of this year is that GoTo Foundation and the Veterans Health Administration announced a groundbreaking 3-year public-private partnership to improve care, outcomes, and quality of life for veterans at risk for lung cancer by increasing early detection via screening and access to treatment. Tune in this Tuesday, November 17th at our living room as we discuss hope, resilience, and camaraderie, voices from veterans. Thank you.
Well, and I think it's only fitting that we mention a veterans program as we just celebrated Veterans Day this past week. So important. One of the things that Lori said in her opening comments, and Bonnie too, is that we've really got to fix a system that is a bit broken, and that is for our underserved. So we know that lung cancer treatment doesn't always treat the underserved and the folks that can get access to university level treatment the same way. And we've got to change that. And one of the things that the foundation is doing is through this veterans program and making sure that health and medical programs are available to all. And it's one of those equalizers that the foundation has always been so proud at trying to put together these public-private partnerships. So, Andre, I think we've got some more names that keep coming across the screen that we're not recognizing. And we might need to refresh the total.
Oh,
because,
Tony Dario, thank you so much for your donation. Sheila, you're coming across again. This is kind of at a speed where I can't really keep up with. So, but thank you for everyone who has made a donation tonight. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, we're going to keep going.
Dr. Jahan and Valerie, thank you so much for your donation.
And we're going to be seeing Dr. Jahan in just a little bit. Valerie, we love you. So I want to talk about the lung nodule program. It's another program that's so important to the GO2 Foundation. And I also want to recognize that if 15,000 isn't your number, and maybe your lucky number is 18, and you want to do 18,000, please give any amount you like. We're just kind of scrolling through the numbers because we just kind of want to tell you what your gift might do for the foundation. So feel free to jump in anytime. Remember, we want to get to that $50,000 in order to tag on that generous gift from the Burns Family Foundation. So tell us about the lung nodule program.
Sure. Some more good news that came out of GO2 Foundation in 2020 is that we have implemented an incidental pulmonary nodule program through our COE Screening and Care Continuum Network. IPNs are suspicious lung nodules that are detected incidentally on a chest scan done for other reasons than lung cancer screening. This will ensure that if any nodules are detected, there will be a process set in place to ensure that you are scheduled for a follow-up CT scan and screening when appropriate. So very important for us.
I'm going to interject. It looks like Daniel Patrick Trump just did $5,000, and we should say no relation to the former president. Anyway, thank you for that. Okay, I thought that was funny, and that just absolutely
Danny, Jeff Schmidt just gave $500.
Jeff Schmidt, $500. Thank you so very much. But Dan Trump, we still thank you for the $5,000. And let me just add this. Something like giving $5,000, if that's a check that you just couldn't write today, remember, please feel free to pledge it over time. Maybe it's $1,000 a year, or maybe it's split monthly. But let's ask everyone to come in and consider the $2,500 level as well as the $5,000 level. And I know that we have a very special gift for everyone that's making a gift tonight during Fund a Need, and also a very special award you wanted to talk about.
Sure. So this year, our mom, and when I say our mom, it's everybody's mom in the GO2 Foundation and the lung cancer space, received the inaugural Lung Cancer Heroes Lifetime Achievement Award from Cure Today. And she has also pre-launched her book called The Living Room, which highlights 22 amazing stories of lung cancer patients. You can pre-order a signed copy of it tonight on our silent auction.
And or I have a feeling we're going to be sending some of our donors
Maybe. We'll see.
A signed copy as well. Everybody wants Bonnie's signature. Anyway, I want to just say that whether you're giving $1,000, oh my gosh,
thank you, Amy.
Amy at $500. I think we need to refresh our thermometer because I think we've seen a lot of gifts that's coming through, and we want to make sure that we get to that $50,000. We're almost there. We're inching. We're just under 30,000.
We have all night to do it. So.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
And I just want to remind everybody that whether you can make a $100 monthly gift or a $50 monthly gift or even a $25 monthly gift, all gifts matter. You remember Bonnie always saying that one of her goals was to get $20 from 1 million people. Think what we could do with $20 million to fund lung cancer research. We wouldn't just have 13 drugs approved this year. We would have double that. So we need to make sure that everyone understands that every gift counts. We certainly thank you for you giving $25,000.
Ron Fong
Ron
just gave
Fong,
$6,000.
$6,000. Ron, that must be a lucky number for Ron.
I think it is.
$6,000.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ron, we love you. A special thanks to you, Caregiver Award recipient.
Survivor Taylor Bell Duck just donated $500.
Oh, there we go.
Lynn Board just gave $250. Wow, look at.
And look, Sheila's giving another $500.
Sheila.
I think that's the third of her night. Yes. Thank you, Sheila, for $1,500. We're just kidding.
Kevin Connolly just
Kevin Connolly. Thank you so very much. Every gift matters. Matthew
Jennifer
Gubbins.
Gotti just gave $250.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Dr. Matthew Gubbins.
Thank
wonderful.
you so much for these most generous gifts. Listen, we're not trying to rush the fund to need because we want you to continue to give. We need you to continue to give.
Sheila just gave that $20.
Sheila gave another $20. Well, so far, Sheila, that's 3 $500 gifts and a $20 gift. We're loving you. Thank you so very much. She's going to do the $1,000,000. She's going to find 1 million people at $20. Thank you, Sheila. Anyway, I think it's time. We have a new number, 3770. And again, we are trying to get to $50,000. But let me say this. We're not going to be closing out the fund in need just because you and I are going to stop talking about it, right? Yeah. We're going to keep it open for the rest of the evening. And we want to be able to...
Laura Chrissy just gave $250. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you. We want to be able to announce that we reached that $100,000 total with our gift match and with your giving to $50,000. And might I say, Alan Beals, my husband, if you're out there, if you're watching, I haven't seen our name come across the screen. And I'm very embarrassed that as the MC for tonight's show, our name hasn't scrolled across this screen. So you better start figuring out how to get that second device out there. I know you can hear me.
Dr. Karen Kelly just gave $500.
Thank you, Dr. Kelly. So Alan Beals, this is your first warning. Get on that device. You're with Tony Adario, so you should be able to get on and make that gift.
Punch Tony Adario.
Oh, Tony didn't make a gift already.
And he's been very active on that auction.
Okay. Yeah. So I think it's time for us.
Jane Millman, she just gave $250. Thank you so much, Jane.
Thank you, Jane. I always love seeing your hair, Jane. You, mwah.
She's got the most fun hair.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we're having too much fun here.
Oh, look at Tony Adario.
Tony Adario finally got on there. Where is Alan Beals? Where is Alan Beals?
I think Alan's trying to figure out how to log in.
Alan's probably in the restroom.
Yeah, no, I think he's trying to figure out how to log in.
Is he? Okay, well, anyway, I sort of feel like we're a PBS channel and we're, trying to dial for dollars here or something like that. But anyway, it is time for us to move on because we have a real important time of the night, and that is our award winners and our recognitions for this evening. But let me tell you, Andrea and I will still be watching this thermometer, and we will still be watching your gifts and names. So at any given time, we may just jump in and say, hooray, Alan Beals, you finally gave some money. But you know what? He's still scrambling because he can't figure out how to do it.
He's trying to figure it out.
I know. He still can't figure it out. He's going to come running through the door here in a minute. But anyway, so I just a last reminder before we move on with the program. Silent auction is still open. It's actually going to stay open until 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And there's still time to buy that true blue ticket for the earrings that you're going to have to try and pry off my ears. But there's time to still do it. And that will count towards our fund to need goal. So we really want to make that silent auction active, and we want to make those true blue ticket drawing tickets active as well. So I think it's now time in the program where we are going to continue to move on to our next.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Just one more check.
You're going to do one more.
Sorry, just one more check.
I'm trying to keep my distance.
Nope, Alan's still in the bathroom.
He still hasn't shown up.
But I think we should do one last thank you to the Burns Family Foundation. Our family and I and the entire organization really appreciates your support. Thank you.
You've always been there for us for so many years, and we thank you. Trina's been on the board at...
Trina was on the board, Tori, and their entire family has been absolutely amazing.
Thank you. Mwah, big love. All right, so now I'm going to be introducing Bonnie Adario via video, who will be introducing the Fred Marcus Simply the Best Award to Genentech. It's a great video. It's an awesome award. Thank you, Genentech, for being our presenting host. And now we're going to turn it over to Bonnie and the video. So watch.
Tonight we are honored to award Genentech with our Fred Marcus Simply the Best Award. for all the amazing things they have done for us, with us, and about us. It was named after my oncologist, actually, who was just a darling, just a darling. He ultimately passed away from lung cancer, believe it or not. And it is called the Simply the Best because it only goes to simply the best organizations and people. This year, our award is going to Genentech for opening their doors to us and to other entities like us, because they believe the more patients and advocacy are involved in what they do is better for the patients, better for them, and better for us. So Genentech has been awesome involving our foundation. I most recently was involved in a clinical trial design study, and I was actually one of the first people to be embedded at Genentech to work on this project. We had a great time doing it. Everybody agreed when it was over that it was all well worth doing. And so this year we're honoring Genentech, and accepting the award for Genentech is Alan Sandler. And he is global head of product development of oncology. So, Dr. Sandler.
Thank you, Bonnie, and the GoTo Foundation for Lung Cancer. I also want to give a big thank you to your incredible staff for pulling off the first virtual Simply the Best Gala. And I hope we'll be able to do this in person next year. We're here today with all of you, understanding that lung cancer continues to be the leading cause of cancer death in the United States. It is more important than ever to strengthen the GoTo Foundation to transform survivorship and dedicate efforts to saving, extending, and improving the lives of those vulnerable, at risk, and diagnosed with lung cancer. We at Genentech are honored to receive this year's Dr. Fred Marcus Simply the Best Award. As a company dedicated to serving those that have been impacted by lung cancer for the past 20+ years, we are committed to bringing new and clinically meaningful targeted therapies to patients, as well as cancer immunotherapy regimens to patients with non-small cell lung cancer and small cell lung cancer. As you know, Genentech has been a proud supporter of the GoTo Foundation for many years. Together, we've helped to increase awareness and access to lung cancer screening and comprehensive biomarker testing. We've partnered to help patients, no matter where they live, to enroll in clinical trials and to make these trials more diverse and representative of our population. And we've helped to reduce the stigma associated with lung cancer. And while there's still so much more for us to work on together, I'm optimistic of the future, as I know you are as well. We will continue to develop clinical trials, explore new molecules, and contribute to improving how we screen, test, and diagnose patients, and provide assistance to help patients gain access to treatment. The work that we at Genentech are doing, bringing new therapies to patients with lung cancer, we are working in overdrive to bring tomorrow's medicines to today's patients. So to borrow a word from Bonnie and the GoTo Foundation, let's keep giving patients hope. Thank you again.
Alan, were you in Happy Gilmore? Oh no, sorry, that's Adam Sandler, not Alan Sandler. I'm sure you've never heard that one before. Anyway, you are awesome, and we can't thank Genentech enough. You've been our partners in research and patient programs since the beginning of the foundation. You have done so much in this space, and we are so honored that you came on as our presenting partner and also our Simply the Best Award recipient. It is so very much deserved. So now I have the pleasure of introducing Dr. David Jablons via video, who will introduce our Asclepius Award winner. By the way, you can see all of David's accomplishments on the screen, but let me add a few of his real accomplishments. You might remember this from last year. In case you weren't with us, David's actually a goat farmer, and actually he makes cheese. And he's a bagel shop owner, he and his wife. So as you're watching this video of Dr. David Jablons, as he's introducing the Asclepius Award winner, I can never say that, Asclepius Award winner, just remember two things. One is I'm going to enjoy one of his bagels and cream cheese. And two, David is one of only 5 men that have been in Bonnie's chest. So let's take it away, David.
Good evening. I'm Dr. David Jablons, and I am very pleased tonight to be awarding the Asclepius Award to my good friend, colleague, and hero, Dr. Kirk Jones. Kirk is our outstanding thoracic and lung pathologist who has been at UCSF and with our program from the inception, who has grown to be a world-renowned and internationally respected expert in lung cancer pathology and lung pathology of any and all type, including interstitial lung disease, transplant lung pathology. He is the consummate physician and gadfly. He is a brilliant clinician who can, as we noticed in Tumor Board today, see mutations with his naked eye through light microscopy, which is no easy trick, and is so well deserving of this award as perhaps one of the leading lung cancer pathologists, certainly in our country, if not worldwide. He is active in many international societies, and especially in the International Society for Lung Cancer, the ISLC. I am so pleased to present to him, in recognition of all his achievements and his brilliant future, the 2020 Go-To Foundation Asclepius Award. Thank you so much for witnessing this and being with us here tonight. Kirk, thank you.
Of course I'm joking. While it's challenging in a pandemic to receive an award and accept an award, it's not so challenging that you won't be able to hear me. I am honored and grateful to receive this award from the foundation, and I'm humbled to have my work fighting lung cancer be recognized. It's particularly poignant for me to receive the award from my colleague and friend, Dr. David Jablons, who I've known for over 20 years now. I have to admit, when I first met David, I was mistakenly thought he was this kind of randomly discharged bundle of energy, somewhat like a Tesla coil, destroying lung cancer. But as I've gotten to know him, I recognize all these qualities that I want to emulate in my practice. One, he's extremely technically gifted. Two, he is generous with his patients, with his time. And most importantly, three, he is hell-bent at defeating lung cancer, destroying lung cancer. And I use hell-bent deliberately because the Asclepios Award is named after the great physician Asclepios, who Hades, the lord of the underworld, had killed because he was keeping too many people out of hell. In the end, Zeus made him into a god and brought him to Mount Olympus, so I guess we still have work to do, those of us who are given accept this award. I spend most of my time looking at lung cancer with a microscope and determining what type of tumor it is. And we've pushed that as far as we can, looking at the individual cells, looking at the cells around the cells to try and determine how that person can best be treated. And the last few years have been really exciting because we've been able to genetically sequence these tumors to figure out if there's a mutation that the patient might have that would help in treatment. And I'm lucky to have been involved in work at UCSF looking at small tumors that otherwise would not be of concern clinically, to determine which of those are going to cause problems down the line, which of those are going to behave aggressively. So we've been able to look at the entire tumor. And I consider myself extraordinarily lucky to be a part of the team that looks beyond the whole tumor, that looks at the whole person. Doctors like David Jablons and Terry Jahan, who provide a bridge to me beyond just looking at the cancer to know whose lives we're helping to enrich and hopefully save. So thank you to the physicians, nurses, support staff at UCSF for all that you've done for me in helping my career. And thank you to the foundation for this honor and this award. I appreciate it. And thank you for the work you do in fighting this disease.
Hey, Dr. Jones. Actually, who knew a pathologist could be so funny? So, Dr. Jones, thank you so much. Dr. Jablons and you I was lost at pathology. There were so many words in there that I didn't understand, but I know the work that you do is so very important, and the award that we bestowed upon you tonight is so well deserved. So thank you, Dr. Jones. And hey, we just learned the magic of the night. We're actually going to end on time. You know why? Because Dr. Jablons was actually under 40 minutes. That's the way to go. Put him on video. So thanks, Dr. Jablons. Anyway, I think we have an announcement before we actually head on to the next thing.
Oh my gosh, some amazing news from a 15-year survivor, Eddie Van Auken. Just let me know that her and her husband Van are going to give a $15,000 donation tonight in honor of her anniversary. Thank you, Eddie and Van. It's so appreciative. Big hugs.
I want to echo that, Eddie and Van. I met you when I first started with the foundation, and it's so exciting to know that as a survivor, you're celebrating 15 years. You're an inspiration to all of us. And actually, I think it's apropos that we're our 15th anniversary. It's your 15th year in survival, and you gave us $15,000. So I have a feeling we've hit our 50,000 and above mark. So while we're still trying to stay distanced, I think we might have an answer to that before we start off with our next award.
Oh, hold on, I think it's good.
And I'm sorry, folks, we're delaying because this is really important.
$57,870.
57,000.
Oh, no, hold on.
Well, and now with added the $50,000, we're at 107,870 from just our virtual event tonight. We want to thank you all. Again, we're not going to let the giving stop. And in the meantime, we saw Evie Schiffman give. We saw so many of you reach out. And you've already made tremendous gifts throughout the year, but tonight you're giving even more. So we got to thank you so very much. So now, it's without further ado, it's time for me to introduce another video. And this one is, again, a night of firsts. This is the first time ever that this award is being presented. It's a Lifetime Achievement Award. We want to present it to Dr. Terry Jahan. There is no one more deserving of this award. And Bonnie has done a video to introduce Dr. Jahan and all that he has done. So let's take it away.
I'm so excited for you all to be here while we grace Dr. Terry Jahan, one of my favorite people in the whole wide world, with our Lifetime Achievement Award this year. This is the first year we've given out this award, and it's not one that we're going to, pass out lightly. You're going to have to earn it. And, Terry has been with us in this foundation from its very beginning. He and his colleagues from UCSF were very instrumental in guiding us in the early days about lung cancer and lung cancer research. And he was involved in research up at UCSF and shared all his knowledge with us in the foundation. But beyond that, patients could have the confidence that they were being treated by someone that was really keeping himself up to date. The other thing I love about Terry was because he actually treated me toward the end of my cancer. He, no matter how long you waited in his waiting room, and sometimes it could be a very long time, so you would need to bring books and other things to do while you're there. But you never minded because you knew when you got into his room that you were going to get his undivided attention, and he would spend as much time with you as you needed.
11 and a half years ago, I went to see Dr. Jahan for a second opinion, and I never left. He walked in, and it was like he'd known me all my life. He knew everything about me and my medical history. He was loving, caring, kind, and he is knowledgeable, and he gives you hope. And I call him my teddy bear, or my security blanket. And I don't know of anyone more deserving of this award than you, Dr. Jahan.
Tonight I am here to honor one of my best friends, compatriots, and the co-founder of our thoracic oncology program, the great Dr. Terry Jahan. Terry is an internationally respected force of nature in thoracic oncology and medical oncology. He has driven our program to the very height of excellence. He has expanded it enormously. He's taken care of many of you and has helped so many patients around the country and worldwide. An internationally respected and loved thoracic oncologist and educator. And first and most importantly, one of the kindest, warmest, most compassionate and wonderful human beings that I know. And as a physician, as you know, this means everything to the patients and to us. Please tonight join me in celebrating Dr. Jahan as he receives the Foundation's Lifetime Achievement Award. Terry, congratulations. I love you.
I'm just so pleased to be able to give our very first Lifetime Achievement Award to Dr. Terry Jahan.
Thank you so much, Bonnie. This award is absolutely amazing. I'm extremely humbled by all the work that you do, that the foundation does, and having been there with you since the beginning, I am very, very touched by the decision to do this. Lung cancer has been a passion of mine since the very beginning. When I joined UCSF almost 30 years ago, I was absolutely dismayed to see that there was no real interest in researching lung cancer. And lung cancer was sort of the ugly duckling of oncology. 30 years later, I can tell you that nothing could be further from the truth. And lung cancer and lung cancer research have become the shining example of what molecular genetics and molecular analysis, really state-of-the-art work, can accomplish. Now we have really the tools to fight this disease to the great benefit of our patients. We owe this in part to the foundation, to its spirit of innovation, to its spirit of support for young investigators and people with ideas. At the same time, we owe a great debt to the foundation for being able to put patients in contact with investigators and experts who can help improve their lot and improve their disease. So it is with a great, great, great deal of thanks that I'm here tonight to participate in these events. And again, a very heartfelt thanks to all of you for everything that you do from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
I love seeing all the chat that's happening to honor Dr. Jahan. So well deserved. And that was an awesome video. Thank you to Bonnie. Thank you to Dr. Jablons. Thanks to everyone that participated. There isn't anyone more deserving than Dr. Jahan. We're so sorry to see him retire, but we know that he is going nowhere with regard to the GoTo Foundation because he's going to stay involved. And Dr. Jahan and Valerie and the rest of your family, we know you're watching, and if you are, we just want to remind you that we have this lovely certificate from the City and County Board of Supervisors of San Francisco, and we want to make sure that you get this honor. Not only are you our first Lifetime Achievement Award winner, it'll be hard to follow in your shoes and your footsteps, but we want to say, and I agree with Sally Samuel. Sally, you said it right. We want to send you our virtual hugs because you are our teddy bear, Dr. Jahan. And I have a feeling that we're going to want to take that bow tie of yours and put it in the Smithsonian because it is your signature. And we love you, we hug you, and one of these days we're going to be able to hug you in person. But you are simply the truest award winner for this Lifetime Achievement Award. So thank you to Dr. Jahan for all the work that you do. Before we get on to honoring our patients, I just want to take one more break in the program. We are over $110,000 in our fund and need, which is so very awesome. We want to thank so many people. So many people's names have been popping through the screen, and we'll make sure that we honor you and thank you. But one last minute, because just in about 10 minutes, we're going to be pulling the names of our True Blue Ticket Award winner. So this is your last chance. And it's also just a reminder that our auction stays open till 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So now I want to introduce a woman live this time, I promise you, who needs no introduction. She is the famous, the awesome Bonnie J. Addario, because she wants to ensure that as patients and survivors, you know how special you are. So Bonnie, I'm going to get off the stage so we can safely distance, and I'm introducing you for the next part of our program.
Am I coming up there?
You're on.
Hi, everybody. I'm on. You know, there aren't enough awards to give to the real heroes of lung cancer. And I love all the people that got awards tonight, and they were very deserving, and we count on them every day to continue the research and continue treating patients with the absolute best care possible. But the real awards, and this always makes me cry, are the patients. The patients, and you know, some of them like to be called survivors, some of them like to be called patients, and even the caretakers. These are the real heroes. These are the people that are actually driving entities like us to get to where we are today, and driving those physicians that won all these awards today, because they're telling their docs what they need. They're sharing their information. They're signing up for clinical trials, and sometimes taking very invasive biopsies to donate their tissue to research. These are the heroes, and we can't ever forget that. You know, in our foundation, when we're all sitting around the table talking about, you know, new trials, new research projects, new programs, all of those things, we always stop before we make a decision and ask, is this good for the patient? And if the answer is yes, we find a way. We find a way to do it and make it happen. So, you know, thank you to the GoTo Foundation. I'm so proud of all of you. You have done an amazing job, and honestly, I was here all day yesterday, and I was very worried about the chaos that was happening in this room. But wow, they just brought it home and just did an amazing job. So, but remember, everybody, please, patients first, always patients first. Thank you. Now I've got to go see Danny.
Hey, it's back over to me, and I just want to say to everyone, it's nearing the end of the night, and if you feel like me, you're almost ready for bed. And for all of you on the East Coast, I know it's getting near your bedtime. So I've decided that I'm going to get in my jammies as we're winding down the evening. Tonight we saw and honored all of our caregivers. We honored Genentech. We honored all of our Lifetime Achievement Award, Dr. Jahan, and we also honored, of course, Dr. Jones. So a lot of great things happened tonight. You gave tremendously, and we're about to now, for we're all been waiting for, is who is the True Blue Award ticket winner. You're gonna have to get him off my earrings. But to do so, I have to invite Bonnie Addario up to the stage, because she is actually gonna pick the name with me. So Bonnie, come on up. And I think somebody needs to give us, oh, and look, who's joining us too?
He's gonna spin these around.
Bonnie, are you wearing my underwear? I think Bonnie might be wearing my underwear as her mask.
I didn't realize.
Here we go. We're drawing tonight's True Blue Award-winning ticket, and it goes to
Karen Withrow.
Oh my gosh!
True. Yes, survivor. And you know, almost every year it's been a survivor or a caretaker who has won this award. So There is a God. There is a God.
Well, thank you, Karen, first and foremost, for buying those tickets and donating. Who knows how many that you donated, but we thank you so very much. And I just want to say, good luck getting the earrings off my ears to Karen Withrow. However, we do have one more thing we want to do. Bonnie wants to say some special thank yous to all of you in this room.
And out of this room and on the other side of the coast, Melinda Caparazzo. Melinda, she's been with us since the beginning. Oh my God, and you know, I'm surprised she hasn't had a heart attack by now. But she's also responsible for a lot of the chaos yesterday, so we can't forget that. James Hall, some people think I gave birth to him. He's family. Everybody wants to know why he always gets this special treatment. It's because he's a rock star. And he was also responsible for a lot of the chaos yesterday, but somehow they managed to bring it all together. And then Rocky Robinson and Peninsula TV. Rocky, where are you?
Behind the scenes.
He's behind the scenes, you know, clipping all the buttons in there. Also responsible for some of the chaos yesterday, but definitely responsible for bringing it all home. Sheila Von Driska from White Space, who has been with us from day one and helps with all of our creative marketing. Thank you, Pro Bono. Thank you, Sheila. You know I love you. You know I love you like a daughter.
Everyone thinks you gave birth to her, too.
I know.
Not her.
Mike Kuba from Onyx and Ash. Rocky, again, I'm going to mention you one more time. And Danny. Tony and I couldn't figure out how to thank you.
I know, this is illegal, but we're all masked.
You know, I love you like a sister.
I love you too.
The sister I never had.
Aw.
Yes. So Tony and I decided to give you something very special.
Yeah?
A trip. A virtual trip.
I'm going to Paris?
Well, no, remember, this is a virtual meeting. You're just going virtually. But we're going to send you some movies and some books and things, too.
Well, thank you so very much. I'm virtually going to Paris, and I'm virtually going to bring you.
Right, there you go. There you go. Okay.
Well, as Bonnie said, I get the last word. So this isn't good night yet. We have a couple things that we want to take care of. But first and foremost, it wouldn't be a gala celebration if we didn't say happy birthday to Bonnie and to Tony. So, happy birthday to the two of you. Bonnie's birthday was yesterday and Tony's was, I believe, on Tuesday. So I think maybe we could all sing a rousing round of happy birthday, but just do it silently and virtually.
Please.
But we want to thank Bonnie and Tony for all that you do. You're the inspiration behind the foundation to start with, and you and Lori had the vision and wherewithal to bring the two foundations together. We all know that through this COVID-19 environment, it's a reason why we are thriving and striving so very hard and strong, because the two foundations are stronger today than they were 5 years ago. So thank you. Some housekeeping things before we end tonight, and I go and get in my jammies and really crawl in bed. Huge thank you to those of you that have hung with us from the East Coast. We know this is a little bit different. Those of you that bid on the silent auction, it'll close at 10 p.m. and we'll let you know if you were the winning bidder. Also, Karen Withrow, again, I moved. You don't know where I live. Good luck trying to get the earrings. To my husband, I still haven't seen a donation tonight, so I don't know what's happening. Perhaps I'll just make it myself, and then it'll be just much larger.
Perfect. Exactly.
So,
he knows that.
Everyone, thank you. The chat and the social part and the interacting tonight has been so very special. Loved seeing everybody chat. The chat room will stay open, so don't feel like you have to go to bed. I'm going to. And everybody that submitted pictures, because I want to see your themed dinners. You know I started off with a barbecue dinner, and I put my horse in valet, and I'm just about to get back on the horse to take it on home. But anyway, it's been a special night. Like Bonnie said, it came together at the last minute. Andrea, thank you so much for being here. Danielle, we miss you. You're not feeling well. She stayed home. We miss you. Debbie and Jen is in the room.